Good morning, everybody. We're going to be working on 5-stroke roll timing today. So that's the plan in today's stream. And in these streams, I like to start off with a little motivation from Shia LaBeouf. So, Shia LaBeouf, help me out here. We're going to hide him for copyright. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Oh, yeah. I am tired of starting over. Thanks, Shia LaBeouf, for the motivation. I am super ready to stream now. Thanks to your guidance. Now, in all of these drumming streams, the live streams that I do, I am just sharing how I'm practicing. Often people will come in and ask some questions and whatnot, and I will take those questions and I will put a timestamp in the description so you can see what I'm talking about or what I'm working on. But I will also put them into these drumming tips videos. All these ones that are members first are just early access. They're all scheduled to release, but there's many that are currently available with many different topics and whatnot. If you're on YouTube and you want to just stay here, you can find all my content organized on my home tab. Just click on the drumming content header and boom, it shows you all the drumming playlists with literally thousands of free, emphasis on free, play-alongs. If you click on the link that's at the very top of the screen for each one of the descriptions of the videos, it takes you to here. So this is where we've got everything neatly organized, and then we've got 55 chop exercises, almost 1,000 grid variations, over 900 of them. We've got a bunch of charts, which I was working on yesterday, 55 different drum charts. We've got just under 400 bass exercises and just under 300 technique exercises, and then here's the playlist I was mentioning earlier. So we're going to be working on 5-stroke roll timing today. And before we do that, I'm going to stretch and massage. And before we do that, I'm going to warm up with triplet grid variation with Flam 5s. Using a basketball for your drums. Do I have any advice? What do you mean by advice? Advice on what? Are you playing on the drum or the basketball with sticks? Not sure what the question is. Let's see here. Flam 5-on-1. Okay, so every single one of these play-alongs, you just go in the description and you can jump to whatever BPM you want. So we're just going to do a nice leisurely 110. We'll see how this goes. I haven't drummed in forever. Okay. Yesterday we did drum charts and they were just kind of better than I thought, but not great. So the reason why that got progressively worse is my sticks just slowly slid out of my hands, and this is where they were at the very end. And I was just like, all right, let's see how far this goes. So technique is nice and relaxed. That's great. A little too relaxed, apparently. Let's do that again. Play. Just getting the blood flowing, then we'll stretch and massage. Then we'll work on 5 strokes. Sticks keep sliding. Let's start up here. Just kidding. I gotta like, I don't know if my hands have like slippery juice on it or what. Like, they just keep sliding. This is not a normal issue. What's going on? Okay. Hey. You're good at 10-stroke roll? Congratulations. I find that most of the, like, the 40 so-called essential rudiments that, like, PAS put out and that Vic Firth talks about on their website are useless. Like, all the counting of the roll stuff. They're just goofy. They don't really provide much value. It's like, okay, you're just counting the same thing. And now you're doing 4 counts of it. Woo! Where's it at? There it is. Okay, so we're going to do this exercise, the 5-stroke roll timing, and we're going to do this here in a minute. But first, I want to stretch and massage. So what I'm going to do is take this and hold it here, which, by the way, Monk, I didn't see your reply to my question. What did you mean by the basketball? Are you just goofing? Did you take your morning cup of goof juice? Okay, hold your sticks like this. Pull it in, push it out. It's a good stretch. I like it. You've been here since 1K? Nice. I've been here since 0. OG in the house. And there. Now, if you do traditional, rotate and hold here, and then rotate and hold the other direction. But I don't do traditional anymore, so I'm not going to worry about that. Now, yesterday I demonstrated that you can stretch the underside of your forearm by just pulling back a little bit here, one at a time. You can also do this on your pad, so you can do 2 at a time, or you can do it on the wall. I'm going to do it on the wall. The lower you go with this, the deeper the stretch. So the more that the top of your forearm gets like parallel to the wall, the deeper this feels. Just don't put all your weight in it. You don't want to like tear stuff. That'd be bad. That's bad. I don't know what the deal is with my sticks flying out of my hands this morning. It's one of those mornings, apparently. Now, we got the top side that we can stretch. We can do it one at a time. We can do this on our legs like this. I did that yesterday. You could do it on your pad, or you could do this one on the wall. The higher you go, the deeper the stretch. So again, you're trying to get your forearm parallel to the wall, but don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to rip stuff. And thumb a thumb. So I'm stretching each of the fingers. And so just kind of hold it here for a wee bit. And then go to the other one. We'll just kind of work our way through it. And then we're going to do the little massage routine. And then I'll actually work on the 5-stroke timing, which is a fun exercise. And Glenn reminded me of it. So we're going to play that today. And I'm going to slow it down and really just refine the timing of everything. The slower you go, the more space there is between each one of the notes and the more precise you have to be with it. So it really helps you out to prepare you to play very in time when you're playing faster speeds. We're going to massage now. We're going to do thumb on top and then fingers underneath. So we're just kind of like working our way up and down the forearm. Trying to get nice and relaxed. Yeah. You can switch over and do it like this. You can even do it like this. Use your forearm to massage your forearm. Get nice and loose. Now, if you play match grip, you'll have, if you use like a wrist motion, you'll have this muscle that's up here. That's your chop muscle. And so that's not like flexing. That's just literally just moving it up and down. So you can massage on the muscle, and you can also massage around the sides of it as well. That'll help loosen things up. And the same thing for the other arm. Ooh. Tight from my workout. The underside of my forearm. So I messed around with the wire a little bit for this vocal mic. And hopefully it fixed the issue I was having yesterday in the stream. Where it just like, and now we're not going to work. Massaging the thumb into the palm and then the backside with the fingers. It's weird when I was doing the gaming stream. Just like kept cutting out randomly. Couldn't figure out what was causing it. But might need to replace the wire. Or the microphone. Or the mixer. Or the computer. Or my vocal cords. One of those options will fix it. Or all of them. Stay tuned, we'll find out. Last thing I'm going to do is massage from base to the tip of each one of the fingers. Just trying to get nice and relaxed. Do this one at least 2 or 3 times. Just kind of like wiggling your way down. Slowly massaging it. If your finger is tight, spend more time on it. Otherwise, just do it at least 2 times and move on. And the last one here. And then we're going to play through this. So I will have it just kind of play, and I'll just kind of narrate what's going on here. And then I'm actually going to just like slow this down. And then we're going to just slowly work her up. Kind of a nice, relaxing drumming ASMR stream. Hope you enjoy. Playing nice and slow. Start at 40 beats a minute. Okay, so it starts off with 5 strokes on 1. So we have check. 5 strokes slurred. Normal, rushed, normal, and then it does the same pattern with tap 5s. So slurred, tap 5, normal, rushed, normal, outside 5s, slurred, normal, rushed, normal, and then the synthesis is just each of the 3 patterns for a measure. Pretty straightforward, right? So we're going to play through that, but we're going to go all the way down to 40. Nice and relaxed. When you're pulling these accents back, just pull back, let the weight do the work. Late. So you don't want to force the accents in here, because then when you play it at a faster speed, you're going to be too tight. So just pull back early without forcing the accents. I'm going to stop talking. It's hard for me to get the timing as precise as I like when I'm speaking. Play the wrong pattern. Such a slow tap off. So again, this is slurred, normal, rushed, normal, whoops. The transitions between each one of the phrases with the slurred normal, rush normal is not precise enough. It's not like cut and paste to the same rhythm. There's like a slight morphing, which is not good. We don't want that. It needs to just be the same rhythm 4 times in a row, and there's like a slight morphing that's happening where it's like slowly, and then it finds the correct position. Yeah, so better on the transitions from one interpretation to the next, or one rhythm set to the next. Really trying to focus. Super tired, so it's hard to focus. The amount of space on the rushed interpretation is so large. here, here. That space. It's a fun challenge. Sweet. One more rep, then I'm gonna get some water. I need it. Feel dehydrated and sleepy. Super sleepy. I was sleepy yesterday too. Went Christmas light looking on Friday. Super cool. I'm tired though. So the second beat of the fourth measure is early because of the spacing. Rushed it. Whoopsies. Slightly late that time. Overcompensated on the spacing. Not good. Sweet. Let's get some water. A word from today's sponsor. Water. It's great. You should drink it. I thought I paused it. I didn't. Oh no. Gotta relax the accents more. Still just pulling them back too much, putting too much velocity behind them. Want to have a light touch when practicing slow. The velocity, when you speed it up, will happen naturally if you get the height. So again, I'm just trying to pull back, let the weight do the work. Cool. Let's do it again. early. Huh. Kind of analyzing the technique. Take a look at it from here. Ooh-wee. Cool. Now let's do the other view. So let's take a look at it from the front. So I was really focusing on like the hand angle, the slope on the wrist in particular. Cool. Let's do this, at least another 10. And then today, I'm going to be chopping out with the float drag variation, which is a chop exercise. And I'm going to use Flam 5s for it, so stay tuned for that. After we continue to refine the 5-stroke some more. Are you a robot? Hello, robot. Sweet. Yeah, overall it's getting better. I just need to continue to like emphasize the lightness of the accents. Pull the stick back, don't force it down. The neighbor's dogs are having choir practice right now. Oh, choir practice is over. Something in my ear. It's like started tickling it. My underside of my right forearm just feels so weird this morning. Tweaked it somehow while working out. Thank you for the like on YouTube. Timing is a little off on that last rushed pattern, measure 4. Now, when you're working on an exercise, if you're trying to learn how to develop perfect interpretation of something, I don't want to phrase this. Here's some ways that you can learn an exercise like this. So this exercise works on your 5-stroke roll timing. So it has check, then a slurred interpretation of a 5-stroke, a normal, then a rushed, and then a normal. If you're working through this, first thing what I recommend doing is just hit play on the play along using whatever BPM you want, using the timestamps in the description. Second time you play through it, I want you to mentally visualize yourself playing through it while you're still, again, just listening. Don't worry about holding sticks yet. Third time you're playing through it, play along with your wrists, just like on a pad, so you can barely hear your own playing, but really be able to listen to the interpretation of it. And then the fourth time you're playing through it, play it again, but play it with like quietly with some sticks in your hand. And then finally actually play along to it. That will allow you to hear what the perfect interpretation is for the play along when you're learning something like this. Now there are literally thousands more like this. So maybe this exercise, you have the interpretation down, but with the thousands more, you can pick any of them and work through it that way. Again, just use the timestamp to go slow. So I'm playing this at 54, but this one can go as slow as 40, which is where we started with it. So highly recommend doing that. All right, let's play through this. Let's see. One more time, and then I'm going to go into the float 5s. Why is it like double tapping? You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Yep, there you go. Yeah, good job, YouTube. So proud of you. I don't know if I explained that very well. Nice thing about streaming, I could always do better tomorrow. When I teach in person, it's so much easier to like, hey, did that make sense? No? Yes? Maybe? What do I need to clarify? Thank you for the reacts. All those like types of engagement and whatnot on YouTube help people find it. So like the 11 thumbs up likes on this video help more people find the play along, which is cool. It's fun to see that more people are using this content. Like the other day, I was like looking in the back-end analytics on YouTube, and I saw that the average view time for a shopping spree was like 43 minutes. I was like, all right, sweet. Glad to see people are using these resources. Speaking of, so the chop stuff, There's a bunch of different chop exercises in here. Some of these are playlists that have several different variations in it. So I'm going to actually click on this playlist for the float drags. And the float drags are named after Tom Float, who actually have signed sticks from Tom Float right here. Met him at Disneyland randomly. He was playing on the trash can, and me being me, I had my sticks and pad with me in the line in my backpack, and I just pull it out when there was like just nothing to do at Disneyland in the line while waiting. And so I had the sticks, and like I went up and saw him afterwards after he like did a performance, and he just had like a little name tag that said Tom, and I was like, that's interesting, Tom. So I went up, said hi, and I was like, hey. And he's like, yeah, I used to teach Blue Devils. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And walked away, and I was like, wait a minute, Tom, older gentleman, taught Blue Devils. I ran back, and I was like, dude, are you Tom Float? Yes, I am. I was like, I have your sticks in my backpack. Can you sign them, please? And he signed them. It's pretty cool. So that's what I got. Those right there. You use it every day? Nice, nice. Okay. Let's see how fast we can go with this. So the float exercise, you have normal Flam 5s here. So, and then a float version is the 5-stroke, or the 5-lit version. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-note grouping. And it's got an extra diddle on the 4th note. So a float 5 is that, or Flam drags, who has float drags. Those are float cheeses, etc. So this playlist has, woo, that's loud, several variations in here. But the one that I'm going to do is the Flam 5 version, because I'm in a 5-stroke mood for some reason. Let's start at 140, and we're going to try and find the breaking point. We're going to see how fast we can get until my arms spontaneously combust. So this is the check for the first 2 measures, or lines rather, off the left now. Sweet. And now we go faster. All the fasts. 150. We'll go up by 10s. And then when my sticks fly out of my hand or my arms burst into flames, we'll know to stop there. $160 might be it for today. We'll find out. My hands are feeling slow. Taking that month off to just like work on writing music and whatnot, without playing that time, my chops have crashed and burned. Getting back into it. Let's lower the heights a little bit, and we'll try it at 170. Apparently, the last time I did it was 175. At least that's where the YouTube was picking up. That's brisk. Here we go. I don't know what happened there. I'll blame it on my tiredness. Let's do it again. Wish me luck. Thank you for the like on TikTok. All right. We're going to try it. Just believe in myself. Do it. Motivation. Shia LaBeouf. Help me out. Yikes! That was definitely falling apart there. Now, if you're on YouTube, you can find this play along. If you go to the Home tab here, so you just click right here. On the Home tab, this is where you can find the literally thousands of free play alongs organized nice and neatly. Or the drumming tips, or the lessons, etc. So when you click here, it shows you all of the playlists. There's, again, over 1,000 of them. All the ones that say members first are scheduled to release for free. A new one every single day. And there's over 420 some odd. There's like 428, I think, that are currently scheduled. So stay tuned for those. But if you want to find them nice and neatly organized, the very first link at the top of every one of the descriptions for every one of these play-alongs, you know, where you can find all the timestamps for the BPMs. When you click on this, it takes you to here. This is where all the 55 chop exercises are organized. All the 900 grid variations are organized. All the 55 drum charts. The just under 400 bass exercises. The just under 300 technique exercises. All the tips when people ask questions and I edit them down into responses. I put them into these videos. All of these have timestamps that have like, here's what I talked about, etc. There's literally dozens of hours of like advice from somebody who's been playing since '98, who has a PhD in music education, who knows some things about teaching and drumming, etc. So you can check those out if you're interested in it. How do you get better at Flam 5s? Ooh, good question. So the way that I was working on the 5-strokes today was using the technique exercise, 5-stroke roll timing, and I was playing through this very slowly. If you take that approach that I was just using and you want to apply it to Flam 5s in particular, what I recommend doing is going up a little bit up to here. You can either do 16th note Flam 5 grid variations or the triplet Flam 5 grid variations like I was doing at the very beginning. What I'd recommend focusing on is just Flam 5 on 1. You can do it forward or you can do it backward, so the 1-2-4 accent pattern. There's a bunch more variations in here, but just focus on Flam 5 on 1 for right now, like I was doing at the warm-up when I was playing through this. And what this does is it takes a rudiment, in this case a Flam 5, and it permutates it. So if you have a triplet, it'll play the first measure with an accent on 1, second measure accent on 2, and the third measure with an accent on 3. So it's just shifting it across like this. And so in the exercise, it plays accent on 1, accent on 2, accent on 3. You do that 4 counts each. And then you do 2 counts of it. So accent on 1, accent on 2, accent on 3. And it repeats it again. And then you do 1 count of each. So accent on 1, 2, and 3. So Flam 5s, if you slow this down, and you get that down, cool. The second measure, and then the third measure puts it on 3. If you can put grid or put any rudiment into a grid, this makes it so you can play them in any kind of accent context or permutation. So this is why I have over 900 grid variations, is because it's just like one of the most valuable things you can do to work on a rudiment. However, that might be uninteresting to you. Maybe you don't want to work on grid. That's fine. That's fine. If you scroll down here to the technique section, underneath the rudiment builders or zooms, my wife named those. Thought it was hilarious. So like these paradiddle ones. But there are some Flam 5 builders in here. This one I think releases tomorrow, maybe the second variation. But this exercise right here, what it does is like, you know, the Flam accent exercise that like everybody and their mom does, like, and that's just basically what your hand is doing when you're playing like this. It takes that idea, but it does it with a Flam 5 context. So instead of dut da da da, you're playing did it did it did it. That's what your right hand will play with a Flam 5. And this exercise, the Flam 5 builder, what it's doing is it's adding in one note at a time, every single line. So right here, it adds in the first left-hand grace note. Then it adds in the left-hand accent. Then it adds in another left hand right there. And then it's full Flam 5 for an entire line. And then it removes one right hand per line. So we get rid of this right hand. Then we get rid of this right hand. And then we get rid of this right hand. And then finally, we get rid of the grace note right hand right there. So this is another great way that you can work on your Flam 5s, is use the Flam 5 builder. And again, the second variation, I think, comes out tomorrow or a day or two later. I forget. Again, because I've got like 400 of these scheduled. It's gonna take a while for some of them to come out. But another way you can work on your Flam 5s is either fast, slow, fast, or slow, fast, slow. So they're the same idea, just kind of in reverse. So let me go to this one. Let's say you're doing Flam 5s and you want to work on it with triplets. This right here, you click on it, and you go into the timestamps, and you pick a BPM range. Let's say the fastest you can play a Flam 5 is 140 beats a minute. So you go, I want to start at 40, go up to 140, and then slow it back down to 40 again. So when you click here, what it's going to do is it's going to count you off, and it's going to just play triplets starting at 40, and it's going to go 4 clicks at a time. And then it'll go up to 41. And then it'll go up to 42. And then 43. And so I'm skipping ahead a bunch. And it's going to go all the way up to 140. And when it gets to 140, it'll hold it here for 4 measures. And then it'll slow it back down 1 click at a time until it gets all the way back down to 40 again. And it's just playing triplets the whole time. Fast, slow, fast is the opposite of this. So it starts off at 140 or whatever BPM you want, and it slows it all the way down to 40. It holds it there for 4 measures, and then it goes all the way back up to your speed. So that is a long-winded answer for how do you work on improving your Flam 5s. Is you could do grid variations with the Flam 5s like these, or the 16-note versions. You could work on the rudiment builders with the Flam 5 variations in there, or you could work on fast, slow, fast, or slow, fast, slow with Flam 5s. Make sense? But anyways, great question. I'm going to call it here. Sorry I was sleepy today and yesterday, but I'm going to get ready for God of War, the Valhalla DLC. I think I'm actually going to beat it today. I was like looking at videos just to see like where am I at in this. So like it was like a full gameplay playthrough of the DLC, and I got to tier yesterday, and that was like halfway through the video that I was checking out. So I was like, okay, I'm assuming they didn't skip stuff in the video. I didn't want to skip ahead for spoilers, but I think I'm actually going to beat that. You're very welcome, David. But I'll get ready for that stream. So I'm going to tear this down, and then tomorrow we're going to work on drum kit again. I'm going to practice limb independence and play stuff that I'm not good at all. So stay tuned for that. But I appreciate you all. I hope you enjoy these free resources. Again, there's hundreds that are scheduled, and there's thousands that are currently available. So thank you for using them, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. I just saw your question. So there's a slight delay on YouTube. David, I don't know if you're still there. So let me pull this up for you since you were asking about it. So the bass exercises. There's a bunch of different bass exercises in here. So for example, under the timing exercises, some of these have sticking written into them. So for example, like the triplet sticking for variation 1 right here. So if you look at the sticking on this one, so this has 2 sets of sticking. One is starting off the right hand, and the other one is starting off the left hand. So when you're playing through this, you would read through like just the top line, and then if you play through it like a second time, you'd read through the bottom line when going through this. So for all these different variations, these are the natural sticking of how you would play this particular pattern. So you can keep your hands just like constantly going, moving like this, but you're feeling in with some rest in there, but it's just like that constant motion while going through it. Wow, this camera's very blurry. So That's why there's 2 different stickings on here. Some of them don't have sticking. So, what's an example of that? This one, I think, doesn't have sticking. Yeah. So this is like what you'd play for like drum kit. You could play this all on one hand. You could play this all on both hands, double stop. You could play this alternating natural sticking. You could play this with pure natural or alternation, where it's not natural sticking, but you're just constantly right, left, no matter what the spacing is in between each one of those rights and lefts. But there's many different ways that you can do it. So don't worry about what the sticking is for these exercises. Work on it how you want to work on it. So you can work on it all on the right, all on the left, all on both. Alternating, natural sticking, like there's many ways you can go through this. So like if I were to play through one of these permutation things tomorrow on the drum kit, when I'm playing through this, I would play it with the all on like one limb, and while playing like an ostinato on the other limb, like for triplets or whatever. So anyways, great question, David, and thank you again for stopping in. But now I'm gonna go. Goodbye.